Hey everyone, Jet here. I am I don't want to say creator of the podcast, but I'm the one that had the idea of doing this and just getting some friends together to all talk about some SCPs and stuff that we enjoy talking about. So before we get into it, I do just want to tell everyone that we do not have the equipment for this to sound like a professional podcast or anything of the sort. Um, so don't go into this expecting just a super well polished anything. If this does turn out to be something that we could do for a while and just really enjoy, I would be completely willing to buy better equipment and better editing software to be able to do this. But as of right now, I'm just using Audacity to go through and edit everything. So yeah, I'm going to put this before the podcast. I had a lot of fun recording it with my friend, and any criticism that y'all have, please let us know. Um, let it be constructive, and just know that we are new to this, and that I will take everything that y'all say, and I will try to put it to better the podcast. And yeah, just enjoy it. It's just me with another friend, and we're just hanging out, talking about stuff that we like talking about, and I want it to be like y'all are just kind of there hanging out with us, and nothing professional, nothing like that. Just some friends having a good time. So come on in and join us. And I don't know what else to say besides hello. My name is Jet, and I'm here with my friend Drew today. And welcome to the SC Podcast. Thank you. All right, so I guess we'll just go ahead and get started. Hey everyone. Thank you for joining the podcast today. I am here with Drew. Say hi.
Howdy do.
That was the most southern thing I've ever heard. My name is Jet.
Yes, it was.
My name is Jet, and we're here talking about some SCP stuff. Uh, yeah, the name of the podcast, the SCP. What is it? The SC Podcast. Yeah, that's it.
SC
It
Podcast.
it was
Yeah.
my idea, and I can't remember the name of it. Oh, shut up. So yeah, so basically, there's supposed to be another guy, but he's not here, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the whole point of the podcast is each week we will each pick one SCP, and we're just going to talk about it. Probably be idiots, stuff like that. But I
And
mean,
we are not experts in
no,
the slightest.
no, we're
So do
not.
not make fun of us for our lack of knowledge. We're just having fun during a terrible situation that our world is in.
Exactly. I was literally like, I just texted some of my friends one day. I was like, hey, we should do a podcast. And I was surprised that both of them said yes. I thought I was going to get some hesitation, but both of them were like, yeah, no, let's do it. We have nothing
Yep.
better to do.
As our typical conversations go, we say each other's last name, and then we say what we want, and then it's over.
Yeah, basically. I think I called, but, well, not Connor. I don't think I've ever said his last name, mainly because I don't think I'll pronounce it right. But,
Oh, yeah, no.
but yeah, no, I call you by your last name a lot. I call Fergie by his last name sometimes.
Well, it's kind of easy to call him by his last name,
Yeah, I
you
just
know?
added son on the end. Son. Uh, Stewart. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say all my friends' names, but I don't care. It's a very short list. Uh, so, Drew, how you been? How's
I'm
quarantine
pretty
treating
good,
you?
Stubbed my toe the other day and it started bleeding. It still hurts.
Nice, nice. Getting that cardio in, get that heart rate up.
I've been working on cleaning up my room, so I'm getting everything situated.
I get that. I get that. I have taken this
Just-
time to basically lose any money that I had in either buying food or objects that I don't need to help me make it through this. Such as, I bought a Friday the 13th Jason mask that is now hanging on my wall. I
yes,
have,
as you should.
as I should, I have an authentic Death Note from Japan made for an exclusive when it was released on Blu ray.
Nice, nice,
And I have a Ruby Rose Funko Pop, which looks pretty cool.
nice, nice. I've bought nothing but games.
What games you playing?
Right now I'm trying to finish Tomb Raider.
Nice. Good
Then,
game.
then I'm gonna play the Crisis games.
Okay, okay.
I got those like for $12. I got all three of them. It was pretty.
Nice.
It was a bargain.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I'm probably going to play Dark Souls 3 for the first time.
First time, okay.
Yeah, I've never played it.
So I played Dark Souls 2 and 3, but I've never played Dark Souls 1.
Mm.
I was kind of late to it, and I didn't feel like going back and backtracking to a game that wasn't as good.
Yeah.
So,
And if Connor was here, he would say I've been doing schoolwork.
yeah, I was just about to say, the other guy that's supposed to be here, his name is Connor, and he knows even less about all this than we do. Like, I am somewhat familiar with the wiki. Like, I've just randomly picked it up and read some. Drew is much more familiar. I would say Drew knows more about it than I do, but mainly because he's played the games and he's also been into it a little bit longer than I have. And then when I told Connor about it, he was like, "Oh, what is that?" I was like, "This will be perfect. This is how it should be." So
And we
hopefully,
asked another friend if
yeah,
he wanted to do it.
I
But
did
he's
ask.
old.
Yeah, I did ask. Okay, he's not old. He has the mind of an 80-year-old. I did ask one other friend if he wanted to join, and he could not do it. He's a shy boy, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just make him edit the stuff. I don't care. Uh, make him suffer through all the fun that we're having. Uh, but yeah, so we tried to record this one other time, and we talked about SCP. Was it? Oh, which one was the plague doctor? Which number? 49? Yeah, 49.
Yeah.
And we talked
49.
about him for like, okay, we tried to talk about him for maybe 45
It was like
minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah, and it was basically us repeating the same theory 5 or 6 times. So that it wasn't the best. So like our biggest issue was I just think lack of, I don't know, material to go off of. So that's why I was like, hey, let's just each get our own SCP and we'll talk about it. So you know, Drew, would you like me to go first with mine, or do you want to go first? It's up to you.
Since mine is shorter and we can get the discussion out of the way, we can go ahead and do mine first.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because I feel like we could have a lot more conversations about yours.
Okay, sounds good. And
Okay,
real quick
so
before we start, I just want to say it's like we said at the beginning, we are not experts at this. We are just a couple of people wanting to have some fun. And so, if you have any suggestions on things that we could change, things that you want to see, just let us know. And yeah, I'll try to
well,
do it.
not see things you want to hear.
Things you want to hear, excuse me. So before one other thing, I guess before we go, I will say like if you want to see anything, so much, because for the longest time I edited and I tried to do YouTube videos, and so I'm used to saying like, hey, if you want to see anything new, let me know. And yeah, I'm not going to plug any of that stuff here though, because I am so embarrassed at that time of my life. So that being said, Drew,
They're
continue.
good videos, though.
They're decent at best. Go ahead. Let's not talk about that part of my life.
So I have chosen SCP-485.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
it is a safe object class, and so pretty much what it is, it's a retractable pen with an unusually easy click button. And basically, what it does is every time you click it, somebody that you know dies
Okay.
from an unknown cause. And it's pretty interesting how they figured out how it did that. So it was confirmed by a Class D personnel who only knew 39 living people, and so he met all of them at his time on a unspecified base, and so he dispatched 90% of the people he knew by clicking that, and so that's how they figured out
Oh no.
what the pen did. And basically now it is just contained in a safety deposit box at a very secure location.
Okay, so basically they found a guy with like no friends and they were like, here, click this pin. And or was it like he just found a pin and started doing that?
So he wasn't the one that initially discovered it. They just figured out what it did from him. The initial discovery was when a doctor was talking to another doctor, and one of them was just absently clicking the pin, and then the other doctor just died mid sentence.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it
So,
only kills people that you know.
yes.
Gotcha. So after 10
Only,
clicks, everyone I know would be dead.
I'm not sure, like, if it's like if they know them personally. It doesn't really get into the level of knowledge of a person that it gets to.
Okay.
So
So,
I'm just going to assume it's like first name basis.
okay. Okay. So that's interesting. Like, I said this before we started. It sounds a lot like the Death Note. Just, you
Mm.
know, the pin. And you don't choose who you're killing. Uh, but that's pretty cool, though. Definitely.
And I mentioned this earlier, but it has an unusually easy to click button and it's real smooth. So people would click it without even realizing that they were doing it.
Oh.
So that's why it's in a safety deposit.
It's weird that it's considered safe, though, honestly. Like, I mean, I guess it makes
Well, I mean, I
sense.
think it's considered safe because
Like, it's not going.
it's an inanimate
Yeah, it takes
object.
someone else to use it, I guess.
Yeah, it's very easily contained because it's just chilling in a safety deposit box.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's no more like dangerous than a gun. Honestly, the only difference is you don't know who you're going to be killing.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, well that's cool.
Yeah, it was short and sweet and to the point. I love it.
Just like a normal pin. Uh,
Yep.
so do you have any theories on like how it came into existence, or
Um. Nope.
you don't?
Not one.
Fair
And
enough. I mean,
the reason it caught my eye was because when Jet told us to pick an SCP for us to talk about, I was just scrolling through, and out of my eye, I just saw Death Pin. I'm like, yep, that's what it's called.
yeah. I mean, that's a solid name for it.
It is a solid name. Can't get much different than that. Yeah.
Hmm. I like the note at the end of the article. At least he stopped clicking that infernal pin at all hours at his desk. Now, if he would just stop crying, like that's
Yeah.
so morbid. Like, wow. Like, I'm
Yeah.
someone that like I fidget with stuff a lot, so if I had that, I would be clicking it so much just
Yeah.
absentmindedly.
I'm fidgeting with something right now.
Dude, same. Like, I have a bottle of like body spray in my hand. I'm just flipping it.
I
Um,
got one of my tiny pocket knives that I'm just messing with.
Dude, I have so much stuff that I could fidget with. Like, my room, not even my room is a mess, but my desk area is such a mess. Like, I barely
Yeah, I
have
need to
enough
clean
room to
off
move my
mine.
mouse around like I need to. Like, no, literally, I was playing a game earlier and like I couldn't move my mouse all the way to the side. I'm like, this is insane. So I've cleaned up a little bit, but still, like, I just like have. I like having everything right there where I can reach it. Like, I have all my books, I have all my like wood carving stuff, I have all my knives. Like,
I don't
yeah.
have all my knives, but I have a good few
Well,
sitting on
you
my
have like
desk.
1,000 knives though, at least. And I also have my
I got
death
11
note
on
right next to me
my
in case
desk.
Connor doesn't come back next week.
I mean, he should be finishing with school here soon, so he better start coming,
I mean, I would assume so, yeah. Oh,
or else
so
we
I
can
guess
just
we
get.
should go ahead and say that, like, hey, I'm college, uh, or I'm in college taking classes and everything. Drew and I are the same age, and then we have Connor who's just finishing up high school. So there we go.
Jet and I are pretty much the same person, by the way.
That's we have been told that by a lot of people. Our boss, we work at the same place, and our boss actually gets us like confused. Well, they don't get us confused, but they will call us each other's name if they just glance at us.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was one night where Drew, you were in the back doing dishes, I think, and I was up front doing my normal job.
Of
And
course.
yeah, she comes out and she's like, no, what'd she say? Oh yeah, she was talking to
So
me about
she
something.
first she
Yeah,
called. She was talking to you, and then she came out and called me Jet.
yeah.
She went back out there and said, "Wait."
What are you doing back here, not doing dishes or something? Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, we've been told that we're
We get,
basically the same
and we
race.
get called brothers a lot.
We do, which is kind of weird. Because I've known you for what, a little over 2 years.
Yep, pretty much. Well, almost 3.
Well, did I really know you before?
No, no, no,
No,
no, no, no,
before
no,
the
no.
restaurant opened.
Almost 2 years. Almost two
Almost 2 years.
years.
Yeah, it hasn't even been a full 2 years yet.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in June.
Yeah,
Something.
yeah. Because I didn't meet you until we opened the restaurant.
Yeah, because the first day I met you was when we were doing that like open house thing.
Which was weird. Not gonna lie, I did not like that.
Oh no, wait. That was shortly. That was like beginning of July. Because my first day was on my birthday, and then they did that meeting like the next week.
I remember that.
That was back when we had so many employees.
Dude, we didn't like any of them. Like, the only people I could stand were, like, you, the owners, of course, and, like, Stuart.
Yeah. Before we get sidetracked too much, you want to talk about yours?
Yes, I do. So,
I'm excited about this one.
Okay, so I need to get my, creepy announcer voice going, so... SCP-022. Item class, Euclid. So basically, that's all I'm going to do. I don't feel like going through this whole thing like that. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's decently long, and
it's quite a bit of information.
Yeah, no, and I'm not good at reading out loud, and I would stutter the entire time. So basically, SCP-22 is a morgue that you don't put dead things inside of it, it gives you them back. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like a zombie spawn station from what I get. And so randomly, one of the doors will just open, and there will be like a cadaver under a covered sheet or something. And after approximately 6 minutes, the cadaver will animate and attempt to leave the morgue. At this point, the cadaver is given the designation SCP-022-1. In some cases, the cadaver will be too damaged or decomposed to successfully leave SCP-22, or even raised from the table it lies on. In this case, SCP-22-1 will typically struggle and twitch on the table until expiration occurs, which in an instance of SCP-22-1 could last anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks. So, yeah, basically it spits zombies out at you. And I think it's really cool because the way that they have this, like, kind of safe and covered at, like, contained, is that they have, like, giant blow torches around the place so that if they try to get out, they just get burnt to a crisp. Which, I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. Like, that's some Home Alone kind of stuff. And so, let's see, I'm looking down here at something I didn't notice before. So long as an instance of SCP-22-1 possesses a functioning mouth, tongue, and trachea, it is able to communicate fully with researchers. So, they have an interview log. I didn't.
His name is John. He doesn't know what's going on. He was driving his car, coming home.
Yeah.
And he crashed. So I think these are actually dead people that are just being reanimated here.
Yeah, it did say that at one point, that whenever they find one, there's like a report of one missing from somewhere else in the world.
Yeah, so I guess just randomly when people die, they appear here.
Dude, that'd be so creepy. Like, I do not like that. So, but it also, they found this in the 1980s.
Oh man. Yeah. But dude.
Yeah.
They have another interview where one of the Class 5 personnels died and showed up there.
Wait, really?
Yeah, here
Oh,
he's
I see
please state
that.
your name. Dude, and so he's just screaming at him when he comes out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, that would be so awful. Like, so they remember themselves after. Oh,
Yeah.
it would be one thing if you came back and like didn't remember anything, but coming back and like knowing everything and nah, man.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, wait.
So here's another thing. It was kept in a holding cell until expiring 2 days later. And then 3 weeks later, the body animated again as a different one. And then this time it claimed to be an 89-year-old female.
So it is it just transferring the souls into a body that it already has?
I think so.
Oh,
That's what it sounds like, at least.
That's even worse.
Yeah, this got so much more complicated.
Dude, I picked this thing and like, okay, this is gonna be an easy first one, not oh yeah, no, at the end of the first interview, the SCP thing goes, "This is not me. I saw my reflection in the steel. I'm not some old Asian. This isn't me."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
So do you think it just has bodies from when it was an actual morgue?
Possibly. Where did they find it? It said something about Britain, didn't it?
It is in a hospital in the basement of Great Britain.
Yeah. So
and until then, there were no reported anomalies. So it was just a regular morgue. So I wonder what happened in 1980.
The bite of 87. But that is weird. Like, you know, there are a lot of like story. Like, what are the people that work on the coroners? They can be kind of creepy to begin with. You know, if like anyone that is or knows a coroner, I'm sure you're perfectly fine and everything. But from the few that I have met, there's always something just a little bit creepy about them. I mean, their whole job is to study the dead body of someone that used to be living, and I don't know, that would creep me out. And I think you have to be a little bit just, I don't know, you have to be a little bit dark to want to do that as a job and enjoy it.
So this is interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe the coroner of that place like did something. I always immediately want to go to like, hey, maybe he was like a voodoo doctor.
Oh, wait.
But
here it is.
Yeah, what?
So investigation has revealed that the bodies acting as SCP-022-1 match the description of cadavers reported to have been stolen from morgues across the country. So this is what I'm assuming, right?
Okay.
There was some sketchy business going on at this morgue where bodies were being stolen and whatnot and brought here.
Okay.
And then it got turned into this.
What if the coroner was selling the bodies?
Interesting.
Because, you know...
Yeah, some, like, black market stuff?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, bodies are... If you can get a body, they're pretty expensive on the black market. I forgot what the actual prices were, but I think like the skin was like 5,000 per square foot. The lungs are pretty expensive, and I think the eyes are also expensive.
Oh, here's another thing.
Yeah.
So here it is. Adding any new matter to SCP-22 has thus far proved impossible. Any object that enters disappears shortly after passing through the door, leaving no trace.
Wow.
That's everything but humans. The humans that go in there, they become part. But anything else, here's this. It appears on the floor directly above the SCP-22. And all materials appeared broken and worn down. Metallic components were covered in large amounts of rust, with all biological parts being in various stages of decomposition. Testing revealed that the time between inserting an object into SCP-22 and it reappearing above is 183 seconds. Humans who enter do not appear in the pile. Instead, they appear to become integrated into the morgue and maybe later animate as instances.
So did they just like put some poor people in this thing?
So I'm guessing they were doing some sketchy stuff here. They were stealing bodies from other places and putting them in there.
Yeah.
And so then I guess when SCP-22 decided to become a G and start reanimating stuff,
Yeah.
the bodies just became part of the morgue. So there's no telling how many bodies are actually a part of it.
Does it give any measurements on like how big it is?
Well, I'm guessing. Well, morgues, they usually have a room dedicated to it.
They're usually like an entire.
It's pretty much just a wall with drawers in it.
Yeah.
But in another thing, a request has been submitted to create a new entrance by removing a portion of the south wall, and it's pending approval.
Oh, that would be so creepy. Like.
Yeah.
What do you think they would find if they opened it up?
I mean, well, I'm assuming they've already looked at stuff because they're throwing stuff in there.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there's nothing in there. It just looks like a morgue.
Yeah. That's weird, man.
Yeah.
At this point, the vault door may be unlocked to admit cleanup crews, so they're allowed in there. So I'm guessing it's like not necessarily dangerous to be around it, only if you go into it.
Yeah, because usually it's really like it's just a toss up if the cadavers are going to be dangerous or not.
Yeah.
That's why they have the what is it? Flamethrowers somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. That's still though like it's really cool. I would love for this one to get more like sub articles on it, like other people writing about it.
Right.
Like it'd be cool. Like I would love to see this somehow tied in with the Plague Doctor. Honestly, just somehow.
The original door.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's an instance 22827.
Okay.
The original door was destroyed. Here, let me see if I can find this incident.
Okay.
Real quick.
Insert FBI hacking montage here.
Well, can't find that.
I would like to know the exact year.
I guess it hasn't been. Yeah, the redacted kind of makes it just to our imagination.
Yeah, it really does. Let's see. Do you want to briefly talk about the Plague Doctor since Connor isn't here with his? Since we already kind of know about that one. And
yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, it's still relevant. So, the reason I want to start off with the Plague Doctor, was because we're going through a plague, good old Mexican alcohol virus. So we thought it would just be fun to go through the Plague Doctor. I would say he's one of the most popular ones by far.
Yeah, he's a character in SCP Secret Laboratories.
Yeah. And the Plague Doctor mask has been made famous just through how creepy that time in history was. Like, seeing the actual doctors that would wear this to keep them safe, going from house to house during the Black Plague it's a creepy thing to begin with. And then this guy, this witch doctor, he's unsettling. He's not necessarily dangerous. He's not necessarily evil, but he's
only dangerous if you piss him off.
Exactly. He's like a wasp. If you don't mess with him, he's not going to mess with you.
Yeah, but he can kill you with a touch.
Yeah, as soon as you do, though, he will you. Yeah. So
he's really fast. He can kill you with a touch, and then he can reanimate you.
Yeah, exactly.
If he so chooses, and then experiment on you.
Yeah, and So I don't think like it was talking about how the mask is like growing out of his face, like it's made out of
Yes, his
bone.
mask and clothes are grown out of his body.
So I think that's actually like super cool. It remind like so. I'm also guessing that means he literally cannot take any of that stuff off. Uh,
Yeah.
so think of the like rubber shoes from Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs. Only they didn't. He didn't
Uh-huh.
spray them on. Uh,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I would love to see more art. Let me see if I can actually find some.
And while he does that, I'm going to talk more about the stuff that he does.
Yeah.
So he's a doctor first and foremost, and he's trying to cure people of something. We're not sure what it is, but pretty much to him, all diseases and everything are just one, and he's just trying to cure it. And so that's why he experiments on these bodies, and sometimes they get reanimated. And then, um, so he keeps a journal in a language that we cannot understand. Where is it? Yeah, his journal is not written in any known language, and he's just pretty snarky guy when he's talking to other doctors.
Yeah, he's like he's
he
a know-it-all.
doesn't understand that they don't understand what he's talking about most of the time.
Yeah, he's very much a
And
know-it-all
so
for sure.
yeah, and everything he has, he keeps in a bag that is pretty much you can put anything in there. It's
So
like if any of y'all have seen Harry Potter, it's like Hermione's bag.
and for those of
There's a
you who haven't and are like me, who hasn't seen Harry Potter or read the books, it's like Link's bag from Legend of Zelda, which now that I think about it, Legend of Zelda is probably much less known than Harry Potter. But anyway, continue.
But so yeah, pretty much it is like a bottomless bag. He keeps everything in there. He keeps his potions, his tools, and everything. He keeps his journal in there, and it never leaves his person. In a lot of the interviews, he's a very well-spoken person. He likes to speak French more than English, and he can speak some other languages, but I don't remember which one.
Let's see, French
And
and Latin.
everything, yeah, he can probably speak Latin. And so he refers to what he's curing as just the pestilence. And when Dr. Ham asks him what he's talking about, he's just yeah, he just says the scourge, the great dying, come on, and then he's looking for the cure to end all cures.
Yeah.
And when asked if he knows about the bubonic plague, he replies he has no idea what that is.
Yeah.
So that leads us to believe that he just sees every disease as one thing.
He has a very much like a Thanos mindset, in my opinion. Very much like willing to do whatever it takes for the greater good, in his opinion. Which, I don't know. I would say he has a god complex. Like,
no, I don't think he does. He's just trying to be a good doctor. He's one of the people that sees nothing wrong with his action. He's just doing what he sees fit to cure what he thinks is a problem.
I can see that. And another reason why I love this guy as an SCP, as a character in general, is because how much like love and support he has gotten through the community. Like, how many tales does this guy have? Like, let me see.
Oh man,
SCP-49.
There's quite a few.
Oh, there's so many. Yeah, like right here, I'm seeing like maybe 15 or 20. Yeah. And like it's really interesting, and maybe some other day we can just spend a day talking about these, because I would love to learn more about him. He's super cool. But one thing that I always thought was super interesting about him was like kind of like what we talked about, was how he is not inherently good or bad, and like he seems to actually enjoy talking to the doctors at a lot of times. Like he finds it very interesting and stuff like that. I also think it's interesting that he doesn't really know what what year it is. Like he
No,
seems very
he's a man lost in time.
yeah, exactly. Which I find very interesting, and also the fact that he's not human. Like maybe he was at one time, but now I
Yeah,
think it's safe to
he
say
has
is.
a humanoid skeleton,
Mm-hmm.
so his body is that of a human-ish. Besides that, he doesn't have to eat. He enjoys it though.
Yeah, no,
But he doesn't have to.
yeah. I feel like the same could be said about me most times. I love eating, but I don't need to right now. Uh, but honestly, yeah, um, he's really cool. I would love to see where he came from, though. Is there
Yeah.
anything in the tales about that? Actually, wait. I would love to see that. There's one in the tales about his origin. There's none that just stand out as being an origin story, except for maybe this. Nope, that's not it. Oh well, they do. It does show the status or the approving, the ethics committee proposal trying to allow SCP-49 to act as a surgical consultant on the site.
Oh.
So they apparently trusted him enough to let him be a surgical consultant, which is cool, and it actually got approved. So that's scary. I wouldn't want him in the room while I was getting the surgery done. I don't know about you. So honestly, that's really all I had for this first one. Unfortunately, like I said, I wish I had this other guy here with us doing this with us, but he couldn't make it today, and I didn't want to wait on him because I'm a good friend. So I hope everyone enjoyed this. A lot of it was just us getting sidetracked and talking about other stuff. But as time goes on and we kind of learn what we're doing and we get more comfortable just talking, and hopefully next time we'll do, or at least I'll do more research because I picked one that was a little bit longer and I kind of forgot a lot of the stuff. But yeah, I'm going to definitely be posting this on SoundCloud and hopefully Spotify. I'm going to put a link to it on the Reddit that I made.
We have to do, I think, 3 episodes before Spotify will allow you to start posting on it.
All right, bet that won't be too bad.
I think that's their rule.
That's not too bad at all. So for right now, I'll put this one on SoundCloud, first 3 on SoundCloud, and then once we move over to Spotify, I'll put them all up on there. So yeah, Drew, is there anything else you want to say or anything like that?
Don't be mean. We know we suck.
Yes, we do.
That's about it.
Yeah, like I said, any constructive criticism will be taken into account, and we'll try to see what we can do about it. I'm going to be the one editing all of this, so it's going to take me a little bit to see what range to get all the voices in. If someone might be a little bit loud, someone might be a little bit quiet. Just I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, this is going to take us time because we've never really done anything like this before.
Yeah, no, like I said, the closest I've ever come to doing anything like this was doing videos, and it's very different editing just straight audio instead of a video track, so it's different. But yeah, I'll be trying to learn everything I can about it, and we will get this done. So everyone, thank you so much for listening to this. We don't have any sponsors to plug, so that's good. We don't have to bore you.
It'd be weird
with any
if we
ads.
had one straight up.
Today's sponsor is my mom's basement. I want to thank you for letting me live. And yeah, that's it. I didn't have to say anything. Just need to let y'all know. But yeah, no, seriously, guys. We hope you enjoy this. And like I said, I'm gonna be putting this on the Reddit, which has actually gotten a surprising amount of support. More than I thought. I think it's 17 upvotes now.
Yeah, I was looking at it the other day, and a lot of people were interested in it.
Yeah, so,
One person gave us hope, and they said as long as it's remotely entertaining.
I
So,
mean, to be fair, I think we are entertaining. We might just not know what we're talking about. Like,
yeah, we're entertaining in the fact that we don't know what we're talking about.
exactly.
We're
Uh,
breaking the system here, buddy.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if anything, we're gonna have like no listeners for the first like 8 episodes, and then all of a sudden they're gonna find out about us, and we're not going to know what to do. Uh, but yeah, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. If you do, just share, tell your friends about us. Uh, you know, if you're like me, that's gonna be like 2 other people, and one of them's in the podcast with me. But so yeah, everyone, we hope. I'm not gonna say that again. I said it 4 times. All right, everyone. Bye. I'm ending it now.